record the audio and the actual video as well, innit?
Yeah, didn't you test it on your side? Did you play the other one?
Yeah, how it looks now and the audio.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So this one's fun. Didn't find a good angle for this. Alright, we're live.
Alright.
Are you recording on your side?
Recording.
Alright, cool. I think we're good. And we are live. One sec.
Yo, Ryan, you live in Manchester, yeah?
Yeah. Born and bred.
You support Liverpool?
Dad grew up on Anfield.
Oh, okay.
One of them. Either get your Christmas presents and shit, or support United and get disowned. So.
Alright, we live.
Live.
Testing, audio testing. Ryan, 1, 2, 3.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Sir. Carl, you good?
Yeah, all good.
Alright, cool. So let's talk, man. Yo, Battle Rappers live, man. BRILSHIT, Captain BRIL.
Dr. BRIL out here.
And who we got on the line, man? Ryan, introduce yourself, please.
Lord Stroh, aka Mr. I've seen more in the night than you've seen in your life. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Ryan, what do you actually, before we get into it, what do you actually do? Like, what is your role in the whole Premier Battles?
Bit of everything, really. So, mainly event managing, so making sure the events run smooth. Me and Briggsy do them together. And then, just a bit of everything. So, before events, I normally go to Briggsy's first thing in the morning, make sure we've got everything that we need. And just general roles as staff, really. So, we'll come on to the contracts in a second, but making sure that everything's just runs smoothly and make sure there's no hiccups, essentially.
Okay. Cool. Nice. All right, so we can just talk about obviously how the whole week has unraveled. We'll start there. So really, it kicked off on Monday, innit? It was Monday. It all kicked off, like it all blew up.
Yeah. So just to get a bit of context and a bit of history towards it. So obviously, in the group chat, in the staff group chat, before All Star, we were always planning on having this big event next year. So this is talking last year, and it was always going to be a Shotty's returning, and it was like, who do we put him up against? Spoke to Loaded Lux. Lux was down, sent Lux the contract, and he was just taking.
Beloved was 100% on it. Beloved.
And then he was just taking forever and ever. And we just, obviously, we didn't really have time to waste because we were trying to sort the event out and stuff like that. And then Tay Roc got mentioned, so then, obviously that got set up. Then Twork came into the mix. Chef Trez then came into the mix. JC then came into the mix, and then it was just putting the card together from there. So then, what was it called? So obviously, Double Impact, or Summer Impact, shall I say. So we were messaging Tay Roc. Can't remember specifically what it was about, but we messaged him, and he was just taking forever to get back to us. And then he finally got back to us. He was like, "Yo, sorry, I'm preparing for this 2-on-2. I'll hit you once I'm done." Sweet, no worries. Good luck with your battle. We'll speak to him and we'll sort whatever needs to be sorted out. Can't remember exactly what. Battle came and went. Didn't hear anything. So then we hit up all of them, and silence. So then obviously this is on the Monday, and then we're thinking, what the fuck's going on here?
What's that timeline though? Like, when did you start hitting them up to check in? Like when you mentioned, like, the Summer Impact and stuff like that. What was that when you hit up Tay Roc the first time?
It was about 2 weeks before the actual event.
2 weeks before Summer Impact.
Yeah.
Okay, and since then he was like, confirmed 100%. I'm down.
Yeah. So we hit him up about 3 weeks before the event, and then he got back to us about 2 weeks before the event, just saying, look, sorry, I've not really been online. I've been preparing for this 2-on-2. It was around the time when Surf got replaced by Chess, and so obviously we understood. We were like, you know what? Given the circumstances, I can understand why he's been a bit quiet. That's fine. We'll get back to you. Twork's been on it all the time, as you've seen. We sorted out the clothing merch for him. No issues there. He was loving it. Messaging us like, yeah, we can't wait to come out. JC, I'll come on to JC in a second. And at this point, obviously, Trez has already been replaced by A-Ward. And well, I'll touch on that as well. And then, yeah, Monday, hadn't heard back from him since after Double Impact, constantly messaging him. As you've seen, Roc's been online. Shotty's openly tweeting him like, yo, DM me. Same with all of them. DM me. Nothing. And then I'm in work, just on break, check my phone and I see NWX vs Monsters. I'm like, what? September 7th.
That's
like,
how
what?
you found out, through the URL.
That's how we found out, yeah.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
So then obviously we've hit up Twork like, yo, what's going on? And then Twork's obviously said, look, I've caught a legal case. I still want to come out to the UK. I'm sorry it's come about like this. And it was just like, and then at this point, still can't get hold of Roc, and then Roc's talking, finally get hold of him. Suddenly he's not happy with the contract. If you're not happy with the contract, why sign it in the first place? Starts talking mad wild, Shotty in the DMs and talking shit about the UK. It's just like, what are you doing? Like, you're just tarnishing your brand at this point to the UK fans. Like, a lot of UK fans have paid money to see you, man, and it's just like, you've just got to handle your business better. And that's the frustrating thing. Like, for me, as a man, if you, like, for example, you book me on your event, you send me the contract over, I check the contract. If I'm not happy with it, I'll tell you there and then, no, this needs to change, this needs to change, quickly amend that.
Do you think Tay Roc actually read the contract in full when you first sent it?
Probably not, to be honest. But that's just stupid on his part, because it's like, how are you gonna accept? So we openly made it clear. So you get 25% when you sign the contract, 25% 6 weeks out from the battle. Once obviously we've sorted everything out, so 25% then, and then you got 50% on the day. None of this, you have to do this meet and greet shit, otherwise you're not getting your 50%, because that's just stupid. Why the fuck would we withhold your payment? It's just dumb. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes us look bad for business. Do you know what I mean? Or make it like we're doing bad business. It was never that. All of them agreed to it though. But yet suddenly now that they are starting to look a bit shady to the fans and look like they're doing bad business, suddenly they want to try and throw the shade back on us, like, oh, the contract was shit. Was it though? Because you all agreed to it, all signed it.
Yeah. That didn't look good on Tay Roc's side. When he said the contract was trash, where he said that, it didn't look good on him. Cause...
No, not even that, because obviously I seen your video and, like, I rate you, man, a lot. Like, you's probably one of the only few that really keep it real about how you're feeling, about your opinions, regardless of who it is or who you're talking about. So I respect that. But my thing was when he turned around, he was like, oh, we had to do a meet and greet with the fans. So what? That's a problem. Like, because I've seen battlers come over here, for example, Real Deal, who's on the Apex card, Mr. Reliable, makes music, brought CDs with him. I remember 8th birthday, Charlie Clips, Cortez, bringing music with him, selling it to the fans, openly engaging with the fans, because when they then leave the UK and go back to America, a couple of fans might listen to the CD and be like, you know what, this is actually pretty tight, like, let's try and see what other music he's got. And then you just enhance your music career, and it's like, Tay Roc's and Talk's touched upon this, and 100% spot on. Tay Roc's talking like he was the A side in this equation. I'm not just saying this because Shotty's my boy, but if you're Shotty signed by Sony, movie star, just been on tour in Thingy, how has he got a record deal in your home and you haven't? This would have helped you massively.
I said that it's stupid. It would have been good for Tay Roc's brand. It's a different fan base. You know, it's good for him. It's a new listeners for him. Kind of fucked up.
Because it's like, don't get me wrong, like, Tay Roc is a huge name in URL. That's not to be debated. I don't think anyone can really argue that. He probably, for the past couple of years, has been the face of URL, apart from Twork lately. But yeah, man, just the way he was moving, or the way he's been moving since, has just been weird, and it's just like, yeah, man, it's crazy.
What I wanted to ask you was about Twork. Like, before you booked Twork, obviously you must have known that he's got a reputation for like ducking a battle or pulling out of a battle. Like, you must have known or been aware of that before you spoke about booking him, right?
Yeah, like, being honest, it was something that was brought up in the group chat, because obviously, like, all of us follow Gab, like, love Snoop, and obviously we've seen what happened with the Surfer battle, and how he was booked the next day after when URL were here, and then he just jumped on a flight and left, and it was just like... But this was the thing, that the way he was messing and speaking to us, and it was just like how keen he was, how often he was hitting us up, like, yo, I can't wait to come to Manchester, I can't wait to kick it with you, man, like, oh, Shotty, after I do this, me and you have got to get it in, It kind of put us at ease, do you know what I mean? And then obviously when the whole merchandise thing came about, it was just like, yo, he's fully on it, like, he fully wants to come to Finger, because it's like, why would you sign off on the merchandise t-shirts to be sold if you're not going to turn up?
The merchandise thing was crazy, because when I saw him, you know, that post he did on his live, and then he took it off, he was talking about, I even let them put me on merch, I even let them do this, I let them do that. You know, he was talking real smack on that whole merchandise aspect of things, man. Like, he was doing you guys a favor. He said, I let them make money from my face, all that shit. So it looked crazy the way he was talking, you know?
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, me, like, I've spoke to Flawless and talked about it, like, in length, and it's just like, if you're in that situation, it's kind of like, you've got to kind of save face in a way. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, yeah, it's mad, man. Like,
there's different ways to do it, you know. There's like, you know, like we're talking about being men, right? So there's like saving face, and then there's like, okay, yeah, I fucked up. Like taking, like being a man.
Yeah, being accountable, yeah.
Owning up to your shit. I think that's more respectable than making up these excuses. Even the whole thing with Tay, everyone, there's none of them have held their hands up and been like, yeah, we fucked up, we apologize to the fans. All of them have been pointing fingers to Premier Battles. They've been pointing fingers at Shotty, pointing fingers. No one's accepted blame and said, like, yo, humbly speaking, we fucked up. And I think that's messed up, man.
Yeah, you see, like, the big thing that comes into this whole equation for me, one word, communication.
Yeah.
Like, if you, like, Twork, if you caught a charge, let us know in advance. Not
what about Chef Trez? Chef Trez didn't have a passport.
So this is... So obviously Trez was going at Briggsy the other day, and it's like Trez only really got mentioned in the equation when we were talking about the history of getting this event set up and the problems that we've had with it. Obviously, he booked the battle, deposit was sent, and then it was his manager hit us up like, oh, this is the situation, he's not got a passport, I don't think he's going to be able to get one, so I don't think he's going to be able to do the booking. And his manager was like, it was mad respectful, pleasure to deal with. And we've even, and this is what threw me off when I seen Trez going wild the other day on Twitter. It's like, yo, we've openly said, like, your manager was a pleasure to deal with. Like, he sorted everything out, communicated with us openly. Like, and it does look stupid on Trez's part, but it's like, I've not got any ill will towards him, because he's not single-handedly fucked up the event. You know what I mean? Like, we managed to get A-Ward to replace. And I think A-Ward and Shots, because of the back and forth people got, it was a great battle. Don't get me wrong, I'd have loved to have seen Chef Trez, but A-Ward and Shots is stylistically a really good battle, and that battle was replaced well in advance. So it's like, yeah, it was wild.
One I'm really
about a passport, but
the battle I'm really upset about is JC and Tony D, and we haven't heard anything. Well, I haven't seen anything from JC, you know. It's really weird from JC. What's going on in the JC situation?
I'll be honest, he's just not replied to anything. He's not replied to messages. He's not replied to Instagram, to DMs. And it's like, I know Briggsy touched upon it. So obviously spoke about the contract, 25% when you sign it, 25% 6 weeks out. No, this is where I've got a problem with it. is JC hits Shotty up when Shotty's on tour. Now, trying to get hold of Shotty during that time was a nightmare. And for the staff including Briggsy. Because we were trying to get stuff signed off for the event and stuff like that, and wanted to know his opinion on certain things, and we just couldn't get hold of him. So then JC's hit him up like, yo, I need the other 25%. But only hit him up, not hit me, not hit Briggsy, not hit the Premier Battles account.
What did
anything.
The initial communications though, was it between you? Was it between Shotty and JC directly, or was it with you lot and him?
Nah, so the main one would have been it's Briggsy, Shotty, and
right.
Finger. So it's just like this is the thing that's wild to me. Like JC, when we were initially talking about booking him, he's like, yeah, Shotty's my boy, can't wait to come out. But obviously, JC had reservations because of what happened at the Battle of the Brave event. He got left without a flight, stuck down and stuff like that. So he was like, yo, I don't know if I want to do it. But he was like, yo, because Shotty's my boy, and I want to come back out. We openly said, like, yo, we'll look after you. Like, we're going to send you your flight details well in advance. Like, we'd never do you like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, so when he hit Shotty up, obviously Shotty's not seeing it. And then Briggsy emailed him saying, yo, can you send your passport details? And he was like, no, you didn't send me the other 25% when I asked him. Biggsy's like, I can send it you now, like, what you talking about? So then he was like, I tried hit messaging Shotty, he's not ignoring me. I was like, he's on tour, like, if you had a problem, you should have just messaged one of us and we'd have been able to happily sort it.
When was that? When was that? The whole JC trying to get through to you guys stuff. What was the timeline for that?
When Shotty was on tour, so I can't remember quite when he was on tour. It was possibly middle of the year. Time. I could be completely wrong, but it was when Shotty was on tour in Canada. So yeah, that happened. We sent him the money, spoke to him. He was like, yeah, calm. Looking forward to the battle. Can't wait to come out. I'm like, all right, sweet. We'll hit you up. Don't want to mess into your preparation time. We'll hit you up and then sort your flight details out. Gone to hit him up and he's just gone ghost. And it's just like, he's literally, for me, as a man, he's the worst in all of them.
JC?
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, because you haven't heard anything.
Yeah, because it's just like, just be a man. Like, just say, like, as much as I completely disagree with Tay Roc and the way he's handled things, like, if that's genuinely what he believes, and he genuinely thinks that, this contract was shit, at least he's been man enough to at least come back to us and give us a response. Like, you've left the fans hanging. Tony did, not knowing if he's going to be battling or not. Like, you start fucking with people's day-to-day lives. It's like, I've got a beautiful little daughter. We've got kids. Like, then you start fucking about with, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, for me, he's the worst out of all of them, man.
Yeah, like Tony, we spoke to Tony. He put a lot into this battle, like a lot of time and energy into this battle. He said, so that would have been.
This was the whole him out of retirement thing, wasn't it? It's like the return of Tony, the return of Shotty. Like, you know what I mean? It was a big one.
Like, and this is what I mean. It's like, so you look at the UK scene in the past 18 months. Obviously, Don't Flop was the biggest channel in the UK, and that fell apart because of obviously situations that everyone know. And then we've slowly tried to just rebuild it step by step and just try and get a buzz around the UK battle rap scene. Like, and then obviously when Apex came about, the return of Tony, everyone loves Tony. Tony's a real huge fan favourite. I was one of the pillars of Don't Flop. Return of Shotty, the biggest name to come out of the UK battle wise.
Yeah, everyone respects. Yeah,
been on UW, been on King of the Dot numerous times. Like, when you talk to people about what was the first battle that you watched, most people say Arsenal Shotty. So it's like, to see them two return, the UK needed it because it felt like a bit of a resurgence. Like, okay, the UK is finally going to get back to where they are, and I'm just devastated that they're not going to be battling. It's a lot of hard work, man. Like, 8 months of hard work. Like, I've seen Briggsy graft his ass off for this event. And to see it fall apart in an afternoon was, it was gutting.
All right, so it fell apart, but in the last couple of days, last 48 hours, it's been turned around. Oh, shit, hold on.
Connection. You're right. You there? You can add him back up. 1 sec. Oh, He's calling 1 sec.
Yo.
Yo.
You're back. Good. Hold on.
No, what happened then?
No, what happened then? Where is add BRIL? Hold on.
Yo, you there?
Yeah, that's it. Everyone in yet?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. I was just saying. The card fell apart, but in the last 48 hours, then the card has been put together. So, what's happened? How has that come about?
2 people, Adam Rooney, Shotty, and Briggsy. Like, and I literally tweeted before, like, Briggs is probably the only man that could say Brexit at this point. Like, it's mad, you know, like, so I don't know if you might know this, but the All-Star game in December, we had an investor for the event, putting in money, so obviously he was going to be paying a lot of the battlers' fees and making sure the event ran smooth. And 2 days out from the entire event, he pulled out last minute.
Bro.
And we were like, so obviously at this point, it's like, do we cancel the event or do we try and make it work? And before I even asked Briggsy that question, he went, we'll make it work. And somehow, he's, in a matter of 2 hours, rang and spoke to every battler. And this is the thing which makes me laugh, because I'll touch on it, kind of leads into what I was saying previously about business-wise. Like, if you speak to anyone that's dealt with Briggsy, he's upfront and honest with you. He'll never pull you. Like, so when they're trying to talk about the business side of things, that's how every battler who can put by Briggsy knows it doesn't add up. So it's like that situation. Briggsy was like, look, this is the situation. The investors pulled out. Are we okay to pay you at this point? We'll get the money from this. You'll be paid on time. I'll give you this much on the day, this much couple of days afterwards. And we made it work. So then, obviously, when all that fell apart, I rang him and we were just like, mate, gutted, because I've seen him graft his ass off for 8 months. And then the amount of love from the UK fans. And weirdly, I said this to Flawless yesterday, I think the UK kind of needed something like this to bring it back together. Like, there's been a massive divide. Like I said, I love Gab. I love watching Gab battles. Like, you've seen, like, because there seems to be a divide. Like, Gab feel like they don't get the respect they deserve, which personally I genuinely don't feel like they do get the respect they deserve. And it's like, don't flop. Like, a lot of the don't flop fans and like, oh, every battle they're just trying to be don't flop. Whereas when this situation happened, it affected the whole UK, and the whole of the UK was like, nah, let's make this working. I feel like it kind of needed it in a sense. Obviously, we didn't need it because it was just extra stress that we didn't need. But I feel like the UK scene is a lot stronger now than it has been for a long time as a result of this.
Like a heartbreak to develop as a man, isn't it? So it's kind of like that. I'm saying.
Yeah, honestly, the past 72 hours have been crazy.
Yo, Cam, walk on for your Cam.
What?
Good.
I'm talking to Cal. Cal, turn your camera on.
You're not in the shop though. Ryan, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, Mumps, you're not in.
I can't see you. I can only see Ryan.
I can see both of you.
That's wild. Alright, cool. As long as you can see us, I guess. Carry on.
So you got Chiller Jones. You got Chiller Jones in yesterday. That's crazy.
You know what? It was, so obviously, as you've seen, a lot of battlers were like, yo, I'll do it. Like, John tweeted like, yo, fuck that, send me the bread, I'll come kill you. Because John openly wants the battle Shotty in. John was a name that we did talk about for the Apex card, and Like, John threw his name in a hat. Obviously, a lot of UK battlers threw his name in a hat. Caustic threw his name in a hat. Like, yo, fuck that. Forget whatever it takes. Let's make it work. Because even, like, American battlers were like, nah, this is mad unprofessional. Like, it's stupid. No, it's back when Dirtbag Dan and Avocado were talking about the situation. Like, King of the Dot openly talking about the situation.
Everyone's been talking.
Messaging us like, yo. But yeah, like, you look at the card now. So obviously you've got O'Shea Matter for the title. You've got Chiller, and this is why I respect Chiller massively. One, he didn't have to do this. But two, there's a major concerns, a massive shot. Phil Jones is the King of the Dot champ.
He's only been battling for 1 year, isn't it? He's only 1 year in.
Major's had about 5 battles.
And he's got Chiller. Crazy.
But you look at, so obviously we did the Academy series, and from the second he battled on that day, he stood out. First battle, rebuttaling. He had a slight stumble, but you could tell his pen was crazy, and you could just tell there was a bit of untapped talent there, and it was just trying to harness him. So then obviously he ended up on Team Tox, started to get a bit of confidence, because you know what Tox is like. Ego's out of control, kind of rubbed off on Major, and yeah, like I think that'll be a really good battle. I don't think people will expect it to be as good as it will be. Chiller, man. He's another one. Like, he always turns up, never underprepared. And I love that battle.
Yeah, Chiller's in. Captain Bro, like, he's in our. Chiller is a legend.
Yeah, 100%.
No, chill. One of the best pens in the world. 100%.
Completely agree.
You got Real Deal J Short as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was that was, so we did a poll of who do we give Real Deal to. So Briggs' name was in there, Jay Short was in there. Initially Major was in there, but we weren't sure if Major was going to be able to make the event or not. And the fans picked Jay Short, so it was like, all right, then let's set it up. Jay Short, he's openly said it himself, like his first year or two in Don't Flop wasn't his best, but I feel like he's really started to come into his own, and his freestyles are just fucking ridiculous. And I was speaking to him at the event on Saturday, the pop-up shot that we did. He's fully motivated for this battle because he knows it's a big opportunity for him. So, and you know what? And this is what I'm talking about, yeah? You've got man that are arguing and moaning about a fucking contract, and you've got Real Deal that's going on with the situation with his dad.
Well, but yeah.
Like, fuck out of here, man.
You got Tox. A-Ward is definitely still coming, yeah?
A-Ward is definitely coming.
Oh, that's looking crazy. It's going to be pay-per-view as well, yeah?
Yeah, so I think we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it. We're going to either film the entire event and release it a couple hours after the event, or do it like vlog, something like that. That's something which we need to sort out. Briggsy is taking a well-earned break in Spain at the minute, so he's going to be back in a couple of days. So then I think we're going to sit down then, all of us, and then sort out like the smaller details of like pay-per-view, this, and this. But yeah, as soon as we know what we're doing, the fans will know.
Yeah. Great. That's cool, man. It's good, like, going from two extremes in a week.
Yo, you're breaking up. You hear me?
Yo.
That was my shot.
Yeah, I was saying how you've gone from two extremes within the same week.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like,
Any lessons you picked up going forward? Like, have you learned any lessons?
Yeah. Like, that's the thing in business. Like, if you don't learn from it, you're never gonna succeed. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to learn from your mistakes. You've got to learn from situations that have happened previously. Like, and me and Briggsy openly joke about it. And I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, every single Premier Battles event from match day 1 until now, there's always been a major issue or some mad shit. One of them, Archaic, lost his train details with him and Quill on it, so then we had to book him a next train, but we didn't know if they were going to get to the event on time. Like, just literally anything that could go wrong at an event, we've experienced it. And it's kind of stood us in good stead essentially. And yeah, like but I completely agree with the statement. If we don't learn from what's happened by this, it's only going to happen again, and it doesn't just affect us. It affects the UK fans. It affects. Think about it. They work hard. Like they pay their hard-earned money to come and watch these battles. Like I don't want to leave them in the situation that they were in Tuesday afternoon because it sucks for everyone.
Yeah. What the whole situation brought a lot of light to battle rap industry.
What was that?
You've got guys like Angry Fan, Jay Black. They've all been talking about the battle rap.
Yo, can I just say, considering what Angry Fan's been through?
Oh, he's a legend,
bro. So this is what I mean, yeah. And it's like, so think about it. A lot of Americans were just like, either A, didn't really want to get involved, or B, were just like, oh, it is what it is. Like, or they were. But whereas Angry Fan was like, nah, I can see through the bullshit. I know exactly what you're doing. You weren't prepared. You weren't prepared for the smoke. You're coming up with these kind of excuses. Like, shut up. Like, yo, I love Angry Fan, and like, yo, Jay Black's a legend. It's like, so this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's bad, or you know the situation's big when they're talking about it.
Yeah.
King of the Dot start talking about it. When Jay Black and Angry Fan start talking about it. It's just like,
where does this put you? Where does this put you in terms of like relationships with the battlers and stuff like that? Is this like one of them things like you've told yourself like, yeah, we're never booking these guys again, or like what is it that's gonna? Do you ever see yourself being civil with these guys or being cool with these guys, or what is it? What would it potentially for you guys to have these guys?
So I'm about to make a point in a second, and I'm gutted for him. And you know what? I actually hope to death that I'm wrong. Like, I think Rivers, great battler. Like, we really tried to push Rivers. We tried getting in Big Cannon, that fell through. XL, that fell through. Like, we really tried to give Rivers the shine that he deserved. But I'm going to tell you this right now. There's not a prayer that JC's battling him in October. Not a prayer.
What?
No way that he's turning up. Yeah, no way that he'll turn up.
Oh man, it's like the third time this has happened to Rivers now.
But it's like, because think about it, how are you just gonna no-show this and then randomly turn up to an event in October? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just, for me, and I pray to God that I'm wrong, I cannot see him turning up. Can't see it.
But what's happened this week put more pressure on JC, and maybe he has to turn up?
Well, then, you know what? Like I said, I hope that I'm wrong, because I want Rivers to absolutely smoke him.
Yeah.
Because there's no one that deserves a battle like that more than Rivers for the work that he's put in for the past 2 years.
Facts.
And it's like, I'll be gutted for him. This is just my opinion. I just don't see how you can no-show Tony. Yeah.
My question is, do you guys, one of the main things that I guess we spoke about Angry Fan just now, one of the main things that Angry Fan was proposing was he was complaining about like URL not speaking on the whole thing. Do you think it's their place to speak on this stuff?
I don't know, to be honest. It's easy to the role. To them, like, they might just say, look, it's none of our business. Like, they've got other shit to focus on. So, like, I never really give them too much of a thought in this entire situation. Like, if you want to speak on it, you can speak on it. Like, it's their prerogative. So, don't feel. So, like, I've seen opinions like, oh, they should have spoken on it. I've seen people like, nah, they've done the right thing by not saying anything on it. So, I don't know, man.
What's Shotty's mentality right now going in?
He wants to rebuild, and that's what he's wanted to do since he made Premier Battles and since he started PB. Was like, this is what I mean. Shotty doesn't have to do this. Like, he's but he wanted to, because he wanted to put back on, and I'm just glad it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, like, That being said, like one thing that a lot of people are saying about, Premier and Shorty's return, they're like, oh, it's just a money move. It's just a money move. There's no passion. There's no love for battle rap in this whole thing. It's just about the money. So does he actually give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? So we just want to get like the mentality behind that. Is it just a money move for Shorty, or does he actually care about the culture? You know what I'm saying?
No. Like I think when the UK needed, after what happened with Don't Flop, and the UK needed someone to pull the scene back up in, to give it a bit of credibility again, and to help rebuild, the first two people were Briggs and Shotty. And the amount of money they've invested, the amount of time, like I said, Shotty's on tour. As soon as he's back from tour, it's like, bang, how are we going to make PB work? What we're doing with this event? Openly at events, like, he doesn't need to. Like, at this stage in his career, he's signed by Sony, just obviously been in a Versus movie. Like, he doesn't need battle rap, but he's openly trying to give back to the scene. So, and his mentality is, it's like, you've seen him tweeting about it. Who in the UK can I give a shot to? Who do you guys want to see me battle? Soul, Gemini? Like, let's make it UK versus UK. Don't get me wrong, you've got people in the US like John that openly want to battle him, and like, that's something I'd love to see at some point, but he's fully on trying to rebuild the UK, and like I said, he doesn't have to at this point. But
and then what about this whole thing that, this shambles kind of bankrupted the whole PB kind of thing, because the biggest concern everyone's having is that, they shit took a huge chunk out of the whole thing, and you guys are going through this like financial drought right now. Like, what's that looking like for you guys? Obviously, it is a tough situation, but what's it looking like for PB going forward? Are you guys still on your feet? Can you guys still build?
It's something which we had to take a step back and reevaluate certain things going forward. And like I said, it's a big learning curve for us, but PB wouldn't be in a position that it's in without Briggs and Shotty. Like, they are the brains behind it. Like, and they'll put, no doubt they'll think of something and they'll make it work leading into the All-Star game, because that's the next big thing that after Apex that we'll be working towards. Obviously, we've still got the Academy event going on, but that's like I said, anything like this in a situation like what happened this week, the only two that would be able to pull this off is them two, and they've done it again.
So it's not like it's left a bad taste in your mouth that after this you guys are like, nah, fuck this, we ain't doing events no more, kind of thing.
Don't get me wrong. At first, I can the human side of you probably does think, fuck this, I'm done with this scene, but then you start to go to work and you start to think, right, how can we put this right? How can we save this event? And that's what them two did. Like, this is the funny thing, like, the Chiller in Major Battle, like, them two were winding me Tox and Flawless up because they wouldn't tell us what it was. Like, nah, it's a surprise. We're like, nah, just tell us, man. Like, we're staff, we want to know. Like, they're just as giddy about this as us. So,
Okay.
Not really left a bad taste in our mouth. Just learn from it, move on, make sure Apex is the event that it will be. Have a good time, and then we move on to whatever events are in the future, specifically the All-Star game, which I'm hoping Shotty's going to return at.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I mean, that being said, again, in terms of the bad taste and stuff, I know you guys saying it hasn't really left a bad taste in your mouth, and you're all about building and progressing, and I respect that and I commend that. But where do you stand in terms of US battlers now? Has this put a bad taste in your mouth for US battlers in general? I know you got, the A-Awards coming. I know you got the Chiller Joneses coming and stuff like that. But in general, is it something that you're looking at and you're like, you know what, in the future, maybe we're just going to keep it in-house? Or what?
No, I just think we just need to be selective of who. And because it's like, for the two bad US battlers like Tay Roc and JC, you've got US battlers like Real Deal, A-Ward, Mad Flex, who are much professional, and then you've got people like Loso, who came out for the All-Star game, incredible performance. Like, really, like, do you know what I mean? So, it's not really just something that we need to evaluate, and if we're going to start
Do you think you'll ever go for the big like URL names again, like the Tay Rocs, the Tworks, or do you feel you've been burnt by that the high profile? Because obviously, real deal they're respectable, but the high profile. You ever go down that route again? It depends on the name.
Yo, the audio's gone.
Audio's gone. Again. Oh, I think it's Wi-Fi. It's gone.